Right, following on from the capture of last week, 2 fish, targeting a couple of 40-pound commons. When I left I put 20k of sticky baits, krill, boilies in there. They've been on it. I've had to wait 2 days to get bites, and I've had 2 at the same time. Anyway, this is the first one. It's a 35 for common, and the cameras are turned up for advance and total. And there you go. And the other one's a nice scaly mirror. But there you go. 24 carp in about 8 acres. Come on, baby. Calm down. Put some water on it. There's 24 carp in here roughly, in about 8 acres. It's very tricky. They're 35-year-old carp. They know what the score is, and they're just like addicted to this like krill. It's just like mental. So happy days for Uncle Jim again. And of course it was on the chod. I put out about 7 kilos of bait this trip already. I mean, they were fizzing over all 3 rods. It was just mental. Funny takes as well. Both were like a few bleeps. And then a drop back. I was pulling the line and they were on. So, right. I've had this fish several times. I had it on the same rod when I caught paddle at 50 pound, recast 10 minutes later. So me and him, we're old mates. There you go. Water on it. I thought this might have been up in weight a bit actually, especially the amount of bait I've been putting in here. Right, quick couple. As you can imagine, I'm just like blown away. 2 again, like right close together. Mental. That's it, right, just going back now. Do you want to hit the red button? Right, this is a fully scaled. It's mega range, it's like a bar of charcoal. I mean, this is going to blow your brains out. It's £30.10. This one called Rosie, real rare one. It's fully scaled. Look at that. What a beast. That's 2 again in less than 20 minutes. 2 in the net. Unreal. Long running chod, sticky baits, they're loving it.
These pictures make it look even darker.
Yeah, what's happened here? Look. What's happened there?
Stuff now?
I don't know what to do with that. I have to leave it. You what?
Got your stuff now?
No, not yet, no. James, do you want to do a couple of pictures there, mate?
Yeah, mate. That's the one. Look at the tail, Jim, is it? Paparazzi, isn't it? Right. Other side?
Yeah. It's fucking stunning, that.
You had this one before?
Yeah. Do you like the leaf bit?
It's apple leaf scales.
Can't believe this. This is just like mental fishing. Right, you alright, James? Yeah?
One mark up on margin. Look over this way, Jim. The other one, isn't it?
Okay, just to quickly drag the mat to there and we'll get one or two.
Turn off.
Oh my god.
Just in case it goes, what are the chances? Brilliant.
It's a minger in it. Yeah, it's a little one. Oh, hello. We just finished our article. We're advanced and total. And in the middle of the day, baited up a little while ago and it's just gone again. Shot off down the lake. I don't know if it's a real one or a proper one, but you never know. They're right on this bait and it's now fizzing over the rod again. Look, it's still on it. I think even the boys from DHP are loving this. Here he comes. Come on, baby. Bloody beats, come on. These little ones coming from the flood from the stock pond, so we've got to get them back out of here. I just put all that bait in as well, didn't I?
Cards full. Can you believe I just turned that on and it went? Can you believe that? Right. This is the swim where it's happening at the moment. Got a gap they're using. Which go through, I'm in Lake 6, that goes through to Lake 5. They're using that quite a lot. And then further down to my left, halfway along that island, there's another gap which are coming back through because they're not using the end gap right up the end. And then they're going down this edge here, playing around. Then they're coming down through my margin, through here. So the lines, as per usual, you know Uncle Jim fishes slack lines. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this session. Typical when you do a bit, just about to do some filming, biker turned up, so it's like getting dark, hence why it's like the footage is a bit grey. Now, after last week stalking that 3612 and that 31 common, decided to like load the area up and like the adjacent area through the gap, because like observations showed what they were doing going through from Lake 6, where I am now, into Lake 5. But they were coming back quick, so they weren't hanging around in 5, they wanted to be this side. So what I decided to do is to bait several areas from the gap down into the corner, and I put 20k in, but I wouldn't be back for about 5 days. Anyway, no, 6 days. The tuition was cancelled because of the weather conditions, right? Yeah, and rebooked for another time. So I decided, well, can't God to give me another couple of days, but it's a 3-day rule on here, so I shot down the big pit down Heathrow way. Was on them, yeah, it was alright. Been fishing a bit slow, found them somewhere else in the morning. Just when I looked down from, because I was using a boat, very weedy where they were, but just weren't being touched, and I think they must have just been hanging around and sticking their heads out there. I scanned it for an hour, couldn't find nothing, just no sort of signs of any feeding been going on or anything like that. So I decided, sod this, I'm legging it, and then diverted back 100 miles to like the Woolpack in Cambridge. My mate James Hibbard, he said that they were on the zone, but I had to leave it to wait 24 hours because of the 4-day rule. So got straight here, had one off the top out of Lake 8 as I pulled in the car park, and just looked down Lake 8 from the car park and ate a sandwich, see them on the top, so I managed to get one out of there. I didn't photograph it, just slipped it back and come straight on here. It took 2 days to get a bite, but I was seeing them loads and loads of these better ones, right? Yeah, like what I've spoken about before. There's these, what I call them mingamongers, stockies from Lake 4 in here. They got in the flood, so we just keep moving them back into Lake 4, which is the stock pond. I don't know, I've probably moved about 16 of them now. Does mess sort of like when you're fishing for them, the originals, because they're all together at times, and you get one of them diving, take the hook bait, and then one of them's near. It's like, it just sends a vibe through the water, which ain't no bloody good. Anyway, I decided to fish a swim, like facing the gap, and then bait the corner where I'd stalked them to last week. On the the first day, late afternoon, there was a massive fizz down there, and the one called the Long Common, which I want, should be about £40, hopefully, right, yeah. And it had another original mid-upper 20 with it, right, yeah, rose out of the water, and then legged it. And I thought I'll just leave it and keep baiting it on and off, like, until I see signs down there. There is a swim down there, but I just didn't want to be set up on them. Just leave it and see if they go in there and use it for stalking. Fish this like main body of water across to the channel, where they keep like legging it through the gap and then going down the side. Plus I baited it, right, yeah. I'd like a mingamonger, right, yeah, yesterday, which was unusual because they were down like to the left, a lot of them, right, yeah. Just seemed up this end was like the originals, which was good. And then they all gone on the top, right, yeah, but there was big uns down there as well, and big uns up here, originals, but there wasn't loads of these little ones. I should have done maybe a bit of float fishing, but I don't know, what do? You see them over the area as well. It's just like one's just out there now. Anyway, and a mag feature in the morning, right, yeah, with total and advanced carp, and loaded the area up. I probably put about 5 kilo in there over the 2 days, just steadily trickling it in. And this morning, it was like a cold, clear night, but this morning there was I got a couple of little liners, right, yeah, just to let me know that they were about. And then I started seeing them on the top, which was a bit weird. You don't normally see them on the top till later, especially after a cold, clear night. Anyway, I sort of waited around, a couple of liners again, right, yeah, just to let me know. I'm not fishing on the shallow, by the way, right, yeah, so by me saying line, as it's not like my line's going through deep water and then up to shallow water. It's I'm fishing at the bottom in the deeps, so I'm probably fishing between 9 out of the 3 rods, from 9 to 13, 14 foot. Anyway, then fizzing started, then some rolling, then they were on it, then I got a take. No, the boys turned up, right, yeah, like Dan and Max, right, yeah, to do the features, and they hadn't long been here, and I had a lot of weird take, and the line dropped back, like right back. It was weird, and I said, oh, I'll just pull that, see if I got a drop back. Anyway, so I pulled the line. It was like loads of slack, so I quickly reeled it back on the reel, and then like pulled into it, and it was played it, and it was one I've had twice now, but it was clover. And it's one James had a couple of 3 weeks ago at 36.12. I had it at 35.4. Anyway, got that in the net. Just getting everything set up to do the photos, right, yeah. So that's another one for a feature at mid-30. And I get another dodgy take on the other rod. So anyway, I pull into that, right, yeah, and it was like a weird drop back. Don't often get these, you know, even if you get a drop back, it seems to pull the bobbin up on the slack line, which is, don't know what was going on. Anyway, this was way to the left, so right sneaky one, but I could feel weed on the line, so I'd reckon it carted round the back of some weed. Anyway, got it out the weed, which was pretty easy, and played it in, and it was a stunning, right, yeah, fish they called, I think it was strawberry, and it weighed £30, 10 ounces, and as you can see from the footage, right, yeah, before you get to this, what a stunner. I think it might be on the front of Total Carp, so happy days. So I've done 4 nights. I've done 4 nights now in 2 sessions and had 4 30s. So when you're looking at a lake that only contains about 24 carp, right, originals, you can imagine like location. These are 35-year-old carp. They know the score. So that sticky baits, krill bait, rocking, right, yeah, they're on it big time now. I probably put, in the few trips that I've been here or visited over the 6 weeks, about 140, 150 kilos in here now. So they're right on it, they're loving it, right, yeah. I've got no real competition as such, because it ain't a busy lake now like it used to be when paddle the 50-pound common was swimming around in here. So you can just get on and fish it. And people are saying, why are you here? But there's other scalies in here I want, you know, commons, mirrors, etc. Plus there's still 2 40-pound commons in here I haven't had to complete the set. So you never know, and plus it's just a lovely bit of heaven. You can hear it, there's no cars, just birds. It's lovely and overgrown, right, yeah. And you've got the lake to yourself. And you tell me, right, yeah, why wouldn't you? Bloody camera turned itself off. But why wouldn't you want to be here, eh? All on your own. What a lovely, lovely place to be. Anyway, I'm off to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with the news of another chunk. Morning all, as usual, nothing happens in the night on this lake. I did have a couple of little liners just to let me know that they're about. As soon as I open my eyes, they're fizzing on the left hand rod at the moment. So I pulled the mozzie net up, right, yeah, the clear view screen. Proper one, right to the wrist, just as I look straight out, bang, right over, right in the middle of the 3 rods. If it goes like clockwork, it should be well, any time from now till I've got till 12. Mrs has taken her daughter away for the weekend, well, overnight, so I've got to babysit. Got to babysit Niall, so bit of therapy. He's a laugh anyway, so I've got a little bit later because I normally scoop by 10, so I can hang it out just a little bit. So I've got a few hours left. Hopefully something will happen. I'm pretty sure it will. So happy days. It's nice when you're just sitting here watching. Everything's quiet, everything's untouched. One thing I did do last night, I rezoned it up. What I mean by that, I baited it up. So there's another tickle. They'd have been in there on a quiet, even though I didn't have a bite, and snuffled some up. and the way they're having it, it's you just got to keep it baited up. I'll probably use this session, I would have thought around about 8-9 kilo myself, but I'm going to zone it up when I go. I haven't got quite as much to put in when I leave, about 15 kilo, 16 kilo left to put in, so that's got to keep him busy for 3 days, and then I'm back, 'cause it's bank holiday Monday, but I'm back, excuse me, in the afternoon. So then I've got a tuition on a Thursday, so I've got a few nights to myself. So I might have a new project, but I've got to keep this one under wraps at the moment, so this next week will probably be my last trip. So hopefully I'll nail one of them 2 commons I haven't had. So one of them is like 3 years now since it's been out. So that would be a top capture, that would. Fish could be quite big, maybe 45. So who knows. Anyway, I want to get back, get looking. Another one just went right over the spot. It can't be much longer before I get a bite. Unreal. Nothing showing to the left or the right of the rods. Everything fizzing, showing. It's bang over the 3 rods. Come on. Flaming gutter, left hand rod, had a juddery take, and anyway, I thought it was a small one to start with, like shaking its head and that, just felt small. It legged it to the right, stripped off about 50 yards of line, come along the right hand margin, got in some lilies. That probably messed the hook hold up a little bit. And right, just before I was going to net it, I see it on the top. It was an original, but it weren't a big one. It's about upper 20, scraper 30 max. But it's just a surprise loss, which, touch wood, I very rarely lose a carp, let alone on a chod. So anyway, I'm sure he'll come back for another go, as they're addicted to this bait. But that would have been 3 originals from a very tricky Cam's pit with only 24 carp in it, and plus the 2 loss. That's 4 30s in 2 trips, 5 nights. Bit unreal really when you look at it. If you've got 5 to 7 in a year, you've done really well out of here. You'd be like a top rod. Anyway, I'm going to bait up now. I've got a couple more hours and I'm going to leg it. I'm just slowly backing down. People are turning up. It's a bank holiday. Someone wanted to go straight in here. I just said, well, I'm filling it in, so there you go. Hopefully something might happen. I've just had one massive fizz. Shit, this one just gone. Where's that? Must be right down to the right. One just boshed out. Yeah, I just had a massive fizz over the right hand rod, so there's still a chance. Anyway, I'm going to leg it for now. Have a good weekend. See you later.